Yes, people, what's going on, man? JM here. I am NoirVillan. Welcome to Villain Noir. It is Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. So welcome and thank you for joining me this evening as I get talking about a very, very, very busy 24 hours at Aston Villa. Oh, shame. Man didn't turn up the thing. We go. There we go. Big up to everybody that's joining in right now. As you're joining, make sure you smashing that like button. Make sure you are subbing to the channel. We just passed 1.3 thousand. Yeah. So we want to get to 1.5, then 2K as soon as possible. Make sure you're getting active in the chat. You know what I mean? I want to know your thoughts and feelings about what's going on as we spend some time together this evening. So make sure you're joining. Make sure you're active in the chat. Make sure you let me know. Make sure you're letting me know your thoughts and your feelings about what I have to say, what I have to talk about, and all those things. There. Big up, Gal CrossFit is in the building already. It's a sad state of affairs over in Aston, but big up JM regardless. Big up to you every single time. Big up to everybody that's joining right now. Yo, guys. Also, I need to do sorry, give me 2 seconds. I need to put the FPL in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the description. Just give me 2 seconds. I need to just line this up. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link for the Villain Noir Fantasy Premier League Fantasy League in the chat as well. So in the description, so you can join when you're ready. I know that it wasn't patterned for this week, but you can join and just bring your points over from the last week as well when you're ready in it. So just do that when you're ready. I'll put it in the description. Make sure you get over there. Make sure you check that out. I had about 15 people in there already. Like, if we can get up to 25, 30, that'll be great. As I said, there's going to be some prizes that will land for the winner at the end of the season, hopefully. So get involved, be part of the conversation, be part of the league, and see if you are the big boss of the Villain Noir community. I'm just going to try and get that link as soon as I can. There we go. I've got it now. I'm going to slide that into the description. I'm going to slide it in the chat first, and then I'm going to slide it in the description so you guys can get there and get onto it. Just click the link and then add your things accordingly. Here we go. Did the Brighton players, we're going there already, did the Brighton players laugh at Gomes' stutter? And if that is the case, can't Villa ask for the 3-match ban to be reduced? From what I'm hearing, that is the case. Yeah, from what I'm hearing, that is the case. I'm unsure. I don't know how it works in the league, if they can get it reduced just because of an element of discrimination. We'll have to see. One thing that I was saying, and I still stand by this, you know, if that is the case and that happened, as much as it's not nice and as much as it might feel quite terrible for someone to do that to you, I think it's important. I think it's very important that as players, as professionals, you kind of learn how to hold your peace. Do you know what I'm saying? Learn how to hold your peace, because people are going to do this kind of thing. People are going to take the mick. People are going to try and rile you up and do all those things there. So it's important that as professionals, you manage those situations. Yes, it's horrible and no one wants to be discriminated against. And I am not advocating for discrimination at all. But listen, this is a grown man game. And in life, grown men do horrible things. Grown men say horrible things, and you got to lock in it, because you can't allow those things to make you jump off track. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna add the FPL link to the description so it's there for the future. You can check it out. Big up A1. I see you in the chat, my bro. Good to see you, man. Big up every single time. I know my boy Kizzy is celebrating 100 subs. I know he's got a stream going on over there, so I know a couple people will be over there. But big up to Kizzy every single time for that. Well done, my bro. And, you know, you got to keep building. I'm sure you're going to reach that 1K sooner than you think. Keep putting out your stuff. So let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Yo, so much has happened in the last few days. So much has happened. Even in the last hour, there's been movements when it comes to Aston Villa that I'm going to talk about. You know, Aston Villa have been trying to respond to all the changes after Sunday's loss, after Sunday's annihilation. Yeah, after Sunday's debacle, after Sunday's trouncing, after Sunday's implosion. Yeah, Aston Villa are obviously trying to strengthen the squad in a way that allows us to be able to compete at the level that we want to compete. Still waiting to know about the Gomes 3-match ban. My knowledge is because it was given as a straight red, then surely it's going to be a 3-match ban. But we'll see. There's obviously mitigating circumstances that can be brought into the situation, and we'll have to see what go on with that. But let's talk about what's been going on in Aston Villa. You guys can obviously see the title of my video, the thumbnail that it says Ollie Watkins. There's some updated news on Ollie Watkins that I do want to give, but in the immediacy, this is what I want to talk about. So Ollie Watkins, I know a lot of people heard what I said on my watch reaction. I had some strong words for Ollie Watkins. You don't know me. I don't know him, but as a fan of Aston Villa, I was really deeply hurt and deeply upset by his movements over the weekend and over the last week. There was a lot of things that happened. He didn't turn up for the game on Sunday. There was musings. There was things that were being said that apparently he chose not to play, and it was no one knew what was really going on. Unai Emery refused to give a statement on it. He said silence. He said silence. He was obviously not trying to say anything out of turn, but it came to pass, and from what was going around and making its rounds on social media, that Ollie was obviously able to play but chose not to play. Yeah? Able to play but chose not to play. There was a post on a family Instagram account that was taken down quite swiftly of him at an apparent get-together with family, either on the day of the Brighton game or around the weekend. He was obviously available but chose not to play. And there's something that came across my desk Sunday night that really riled my club up, yeah? Riled my club up. That riled me up based on something. So apparently Ollie Watkins posted this on his Instagram on Sunday and took it down really swiftly. Right? He took it down really swiftly. I'm going to read it to you, right? This is apparently on his Instagram. So he deleted this from Instagram at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got this message on Monday morning. Let me read it to you. It says, quote, "I gave this club everything. Broken records, carried this team, played through injuries, gave every drop of sweat for that badge." I'm going to say it. Allegedly, this is what he's put on his Instagram, and it was taken down. Gave every drop of sweat for that badge. And this is what I get. Publicly humiliated with silence, made to feel like I'm nothing. I wasn't left out. I chose not to play. And I do it again. When a manager looks at you like you're disposable, when the club you love makes you feel unwanted, you have to stand up for yourself. I wanted to be a legend here, but I was never going to be allowed to be one. Today I chose not to play for Villa. Today I didn't choose not to play for Villa, but I refuse to play for a manager who doesn't value me. And when I read this, yeah, I just thought to myself, I hope that's not true. I hope that this is not true. I hope that this brother didn't put that out on social media for someone to find and someone to put out online and capture it, because you are so tone deaf. What do you mean you're going to play victim, my brother? You know what I mean? What are you doing? Putting that out there like say like say people haven't backed you. A man said, this is the line that got me, right? When the club you love makes you feel unwanted, you have to stand up for yourself. What do you mean unwanted, my bro? When the manager looks at you like you're disposable, what you on about, bro? This same Unai Emery that chose you over Duran. This same Unai Emery that chose you over Donyell Marlon, both of which at points in your career at Aston Villa, you were flopping and they were banging. You were missing chances and they were putting things in top bins. And you're saying that this man didn't believe in you. You're saying that these fans didn't back you. Listen, I'm not even listen, I used to get confused sometimes the way the Villa fans used to just back Ollie, man. I'm like, this man is dead food. But we supported him. We backed him. Last season, last week I did a live and I looked at Ollie Watkins' record last season. 7, 8 games at different points in the season, no goals, no assists, no nothing, bro. And man, we're backing you and you're going to turn around and say that we didn't back you. You're going to turn around now and say that this club didn't choose you over other people. I can tell you one thing, if we kept Duran, we'd probably be in a better position. If we kept Duran, you probably would have got your act together quicker. You had a free ride last season. And every time competition has come in, right, you've decided to soak. Duran was there, you soaked. Rashford came in, you soaked. You were soaked, like man put it out there, oh, I was disappointed not to play or start against PSG. Bro, you weren't banging goals, bro. You weren't doing nothing. How dare you think you can do this? How dare you think you can speak like this about a club that has backed you the whole way? And then, yesterday, apparently, Ollie Watkins returned to training on Monday and apologised to his teammates after missing the 4-0 loss to Brighton. Big up Andy every single time. Good to see you in the chat, my bro. Big up SLD. Free Ollie. Yo, he's trying to free himself. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I mean? He's as far as I know, that man's a pagan, bro. But yeah, he's come back to training yesterday. Apologised apparently to the team. He says that the 30-year-old's future is still uncertain. As Al Hilal continue to pursue. That was last night. Now, to be honest, yeah, I don't care. Bro, an apology after the fact, for me, it's too late. We needed you. Bro, you coming back to training now does what? You didn't train all last week. Huh? You didn't train in the most pivotal time. This club that's backed you, this club that's given you opportunity, this club that allows you to be seen as a commodity that can earn the 500k a week, bro. This club backed you and you said no. Yeah? Shut up, man. I want to hear from you. And the joke is, yeah, I'll be honest, literally in the last half an hour, in the last hour, news has come through. I don't know how legit this is. But Al Hilal and Aston Villa have reached an agreement for Ollie Watkins. Get out of here, man. We don't want you. Thank you for the money. I hope the money comes through nicely. He will travel to Riyadh in the coming days and will earn apparently 15 mil a year. I'm talking that in salary. Let's work that out in terms of weekly wage, bro. Let's work that out. My maths ain't all that good off the top of my dome. That's a lie. My maths isn't too bad. Let's work that out on the top of the dome. 15 mil divided by 52. That's not a lot of money. $15 million a year. That can't be right. After everything, that's like just under $300,000, $288,000 a week. That can't be right. That can't be right. After I was hearing 500k a week, yeah, it can't be right. But we'll see. You are a joke, man. We don't want you no more. Get out of my club. You are a waste, man. You can't, like, the fact of the matter is, bro, real talk, we could need him on Monday, right, against Arsenal. We could need a striker on Monday because we don't know if Tammy's back. Majo's obviously still out, and we haven't seen anything come through just yet. I'll get to those potential buys in a moment. But we don't want you, bro. After your movements this time, we don't want you, man. That's not how you treat this club. To be honest, I wasn't even too fond of Conce's leaving. I didn't like the whole thing of the rumours of him. He was also potentially trying to not play on Sunday. But apparently he left on good terms. Ollie Watkins isn't leaving on good terms, man. And so, yo, just get out my club, bro. You can't pull this shirt back on. You can't pull on this hallowed claret and blue again. Go and play for Al Hilal, bro. Go over to Saudi Arabia, man. Go have fun over there, man, bro. Yeah? I know, and your brother, you're not married. You're not married. Let's see if you get the same treatment as Cristiano Ronaldo over there, yeah? Let's see if you can actually take your... Oh, he's married. That's a lie. He's married, isn't it? All right, you can take your wife and kids over there. It's all right, man. You get me? He should have left in 24-25 season January to Arsenal. We would have got a nice 40 M's for him still. We would have got a nice 40 M's for him still. But look, I don't care, man. This is the thing. Someone put it earlier. I think you put it in earlier. Gal CrossFit. You said if you'd be sat at your job. This is one thing that I'm still trying to get my head around with this football thing at the moment. You are contracted to your club. If I was looking for a new job and I currently had a job, yeah, but I was looking for a new job and I wanted to go to this new job and there was potential that this new job was going to come through, I can't down tools at my job because I'll be violating the contract of my job because I'm contracted to work this many hours, right? Contracted to work for this much time for this much pay. How does this work in football, man? Why is it that in sport that these guys who already are paid incredible amounts of money get the opportunity to do this kind of behavior? Yeah? To do this kind of behavior. Because it couldn't work anywhere else, bro. Nowhere else in the world of work could this work, bro. But in football it can. And these men are just mad entitled, man. And Ollie Watkins, you tried it. You're behaving like a joke, man. See you later. We don't want you no more. We could need you. We don't want you no more. We could be desperate. We could be in desperate need for your services. We don't want you no more. I don't know what he would have to do to get this fan club on side. Like, imagine if he scored a goal like Emi Buendia against the club this season, a last minute winner. Like, we'd celebrate because it was a goal for us, innit? But I wouldn't be celebrating him. I couldn't sing his name. I couldn't sing his chant no more. He'd have to do something incredible. He'd have to fire us to a Champions League win. I'm talking trophy for me to even think about celebrating man again. But it seems as though he's going out the door. And I just want to put W's in the chat for him leaving. You know what I mean? Andy, of course, get him out of the club, man. Get him out of our club, man. Man, I'm saying toxic relationship, bro. It is toxic, bro. But he made it toxic. You know them times in relationships, yeah, where there is a breakup and that, yeah? And it gets toxic, right? Somebody starts the toxicity, bro. Somebody starts the meshery, innit? Someone starts the madness. Like, for the toxicity to begin, someone has to pour the toxic waste in there. So it is toxic. It is not clean. It's not a smooth breakup. It's not a mutual ending of the relationship. But he made it so. He made it so. Man's behaved. Anyway, I was going to get in trouble there. You blocked his dream, moved to Arsenal multiple times. He won't forgive you. Bro, shut up, man. Shut up, man. Bro, he wouldn't have done nothing at Arsenal, man. Like, this guy is entitled. Everything he's got is because of this club. Everything, every opportunity that he's been given, every opportunity to go further and higher, he's got because he's been playing for this club and he's performed at points for this club. You see that Euro 24 selection and faith from Southgate? It's because of Aston Villa, because of the season he had with us, because of the opportunities he had with us, because of the opportunities that Unai Emery gave him. For you to treat Unai Emery like this is a joke. When he came in, you were a man that had no confidence. There's videos of you talking so highly of Unai because of how he encouraged you and how he made you believe in yourself again. And this is what you're doing. You know when man forget themselves. You know when people forget who they are, where they come from, right? How you got there, the people that allowed you to get to where you get. You know what I'm saying? That can't happen. It always happens. You know when people are starting to elevate and people are starting to get new opportunities. You know, there's a reason why people say to people, "Yo, don't forget me." You know, don't forget me, and don't forget the people them that were there at the beginning. Don't forget the people them that were supporting you when no one was trying to hear, man. You get me? Unai Emery was that guy for Ollie Watkins. He was low on confidence, had no form. Unai Emery said, "You are a 15 to 20 goals a year person. You are that. Confidence, opportunities." Started to get the game to play to his strengths, the runs into the channels, all that kind of stuff. And this is what you do? Yeah. You can hold whatever corn you get. You can hold whatever hate you get from the fandom. And no apology you give, no apology you've given, no apology you continue to give will be good enough for my club. When Ollie Watkins starts talking,
man, shut your bitch ass up, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to say to man, innit? Shut up, boy. Unfortunately for you, man, these players will always use you as a stepping stone. They don't rate your club. I'm not even trolling. You know what? I'm going to say something now that could get me in problems. I don't think Aston Villa is a small club, right? We're not a small club. We're not a big club, right? Well, I think we're, in terms of the Premier League, we're just below the big clubs. But I think we deserve respect. And if players do see us as a stepping stone club, I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't think it's right. Be respectful to not only the history of the club, but the current state of the club. Aston Villa in the last 4 years in the Prem, remember, bearing in mind, Unai Emery came in and we were sitting in 17th. We finished 7th, we finished 4th, we finished 6th, we finished 4th. We're not bottom feeders. Do you know what I'm trying to say? We're not a club that is languishing in mid-table. We haven't been for 4 years. And I think 4 years, you can't ignore that. You can't ignore the step up in level. You can't ignore the output that has happened. So as much as, yes, if you want to treat us like a stepping stone club, I don't agree with it. As I said, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that should be the case. Respect the club. We've got just as much history, right, as some of the clubs that people will say is a big club. We've lasted hundreds of years. We've sustained a level of performance for a long time. Yes, we dropped into the Championship, but we're there for 3 years. We haven't looked back since we've come back up. We're a founding member of the Football League. Our first owner is the founding member of the Football League. Respect the club. Don't treat us like idiots. You know what I'm trying to say? Sure. Anyway. Players don't care. I think they will, though. I think they will. Eventually. And this is why, for me, my bro, I'm saying that I think we have to, if Aston Villa get Champions League again next season, right, it changes the trajectory of the club. If we can sustain this level of performance and output, right, and get the revenue up the way that I know that it can happen, it might be a slower process, but eventually it will happen. I'm telling you, I believe it to my core. And I'm not just doing the wishful thinking. I'm saying it's about consistently showing that you can compete at this level. If Aston Villa have a semi-decent run in the Champions League, if we can get to the quarters again, shows our prowess, shows our ability on the European stage again, right? We've got more history. We created the Football League. Simple. 100%. Understand that. People need to know. People need to know. I hear you, but in the Premier League era, you've been irrelevant until Unai. You have history, but only Villa fans care about the facts you just said. Look, let's be straight, right? If we're going to be honest about the Premier League era, there are the first 10 years of the Premier League era was basically Man United, right? Arsenal started bumping into the conversation in terms of like full relevance, late 90s when Wenger came in, changed how they were playing. Yes, Arsenal were a big club, but were a significant club before that. I understand. But if you think about Aston Villa prior to the Premier League starting, we were there or thereabouts. We were in those conversations in first and seconds in the league, what would be the Football League, right? But Man United took that first decade. The second decade, so the noughties, we're talking United and Arsenal for the first half. Chelsea then insert themselves after the influx of money, right? After the influx of money. Then, back end of the noughties into the early 10s, City put themselves into the conversation, right? Like, genuinely put themselves into the conversation. And all this time, Liverpool have been there or thereabouts. I grew up knowing Liverpool were that team that finished in third and fourth. Like, they were, but a distant third and fourth. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The gap wasn't what it is now. And then the 10s, City come along, Liverpool start poking their head around in the mid to late 10s, and I guess Spurs, just because of sustained European sustained European appearances and the money that was generated over time, they kind of stayed around. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They put themselves there. So when you're talking about irrelevancy, there's only really like 4-5 clubs, and we talk about it, the big six, that have been relevant, if you're going to talk about relevancy in terms of being at the forefront. But that's not to say that Villa can't do the same thing, right? Let's not do that. I think it's a bit disingenuous to just dismiss it as completely irrelevant. There was the part where I remember early 2000s, I say like 2006 to like 9. We were where kind of like Spurs were, and we made a mistake in getting rid of Martin O'Neill. He was doing well as our coach. We finished 6th 3 years in a row. We just couldn't get over the European hump. But this is it. It's small margins, and this is why I'm saying I'm looking at Aston Villa now, and I'm saying we can't make the same mistake we made back then, because it went on a downward trajectory after that. That's why we can't lose our Unai Emery. We have to continue to back the man. We have to continue to, even if we lose players, we bring people in that can learn his system and get it going, because his system evidently works, right? I want Unai Emery to be our Sir Alex Ferguson, bro. That's what I want. I want him to be our Klopp. I want him to be our Pep. I'm not saying that he is Pep and them, man, but I'm saying I want him to be our version of those guys. And as long as the club back him, as long as the fans back him and do what is necessary, we need him to just stay so we can build. Because I believe it can happen. Spurs have a lot of money from revenue, and they are based on... They've benefited from being in the capital. Do you know what I'm saying? They've benefited from that straight away. Saying Ashley Young days, you were good. Abonlahor was banging in goals. Slim Abonlahor, when he was slim and skinny and rapid. You get me? Like, I've seen this before. I've seen this kind of, the embers of success kind of just there, just glowing. I don't want to have the same thing happen again. Because that same team that finished in 6th in 2006, 2007 is the same Aston Villa that didn't look after their assets. And you know what? I'm getting PTSD right now. When we did this, selling Barry, selling Milner, selling Young, selling Downing, selling... Who else did we sell? We sold quite... Oh, my gosh. This sounds scary. Oh, dear. You know what I mean? I've seen it, but we didn't manage it well. We didn't maneuver well. I believe we can manage it well this time. But you see them guys that left back then, they will always have a spot in Villa fans' hearts because they treated the club well, even in their leaving. You know what I'm trying to say? But these Donnies, yeah, just be moving brazy. Like, Ollie, bro, you were in non-league, man, bro. You were there kicking ball for Exeter. Then you went to Brentford when Brentford weren't, like, relevant. And then you came to us. Sure, I'll get mad over it. Anyway, let's move on to some more positive things. Big up to everybody that's in the chat right now. See 20 of you in here. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you sub into the channel. Like now, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to build over here. Big up to everybody. I remember, bro, Milner was a top pro. Like that period of time, I think any Villa fan that remembers, yo, it was, you know what I mean? It's similar to now. We're kind of just bubbling on the edge. Just teetering on the edge of, like, can we get into that space? If anything, we're further along than what Martin O'Neill did with that team that finished 6th 3 years in a row. But we sacked him. We can't let Unai go. We can't let the same thing happen again. Let's not let history repeat itself, man. That'll be too scary for me, man, and too much of a heartbreaker for me. An hour ago, so let's check this. There's been a couple. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Yeah, let me go to this. So obviously Aston Villa are trying to, part of the deal with Ollie Watkins going was that Villa were going to do it once we were comfortable, once there was some certainty or positivity about having a replacement for him. So the very fact that apparently we've reached an agreement with Al Hilal for Ollie Watkins means to me that that there's something else in the pipeline. And obviously we know Nicholas Jackson has been the point of conversation for many people, for many of the ITKs. According to Total Villa, in the last hour, it says Aston Villa and Nicholas Jackson are now very close to agreeing personal terms. And that's the first step. You know what I mean? That's the first step to something moving. Yeah. So, again, club to club hasn't started yet. Hopefully Chelsea don't bump us. I think that I'm skeptical about Jackson just because there's reminders of Watkins in that he's not clinical. He gets into spaces, he gets into good spots. But in terms of his clinicality, is that a word? It ain't there. It ain't there. And then, yes, I saw in Richards that there's a link to the Bayer Leverkusen striker. Hold on. Give me a second. Bayer Leverkusen striker Christian Kolfane, 20-year-old. Apparently we're long-standing admirers of him. Don't know much about him, but we're definitely trying to get a striker in. I don't know if we should get a striker that's 20 when we've got Majo that's there, ready to go. As an understudy, I think we should get a more seasoned striker. So as much as Nicholas Jackson can play in other positions, I think he would be deployed as a front man. I like the fact that he's got a connection to Unai already, that there is a standing, already standing relationship there, an understanding of his ways. We'll see. Can Nicholas Jackson, can we get this over the line? Is this something, but then is this something to shout about? Villa fans in the chat, do you think this is a smelly signing, or do you think, there's somewhat of an upgrade from Ollie Watkins? I know there's more technical ability there, but in terms of the issue that I had with Ollie Watkins is that he was just so streaky. Like, if Nicholas Jackson can come in and score, like, frequently, then I'll be happy. Those goals, like, enough, like 19, 20 goals, that'll be good. Do you know what I'm trying to say? We need that kind of output from our striker. You get me? So there's that. On another note, we're looking for a new centre-back. It seems as though the talks with Southampton have stalled somewhat in regards to Taylor Horton, Bellis, which isn't good for me. I know that Villa at the moment was struggling it seems as if when it comes to buying players, there seems to be some roadblocks that are coming up. Teams are trying to obviously get as much money as they can for their assets, and we're not in a position to kind of push further than what we're putting down. So we went in with 18, went in with 25. I know Southampton are trying to go for a more maybe around the 30 mark, and I think Villa are just like, do we want to spend that kind of money on a centre back, young centre back? I guess not necessarily the most proven in the Prem space. He has played in the Prem, but he's not proven. But for me, the way I see it is, trust your scouts, trust our scouts, make a decision, and get these guys in sooner rather than later, so that by the time the league really kicks in, we're kind of firing on all cylinders again. Big up Fozzie every single time. Big up to you, my bro. Good to see you over here. So Emrich is talking about the Nicholas Jackson. 50-50 for me. I don't think you can replace Ollie Watkins easily for how we play. Might be why possibly looking at 2. Yeah, we might be looking at 2. But remember, Tammy's still there. And Majo is coming back. I think the moment if you get 2 now, Tammy's still there. Majo, that's 4 strikers. You're not going to keep 4 of them happy. Do you know what I mean? It's better to have 3 strikers, 2 that definitely are in rotation, 1's there for like a backup kind of vibe as well. And I think that's what we should do. Let's lock in a striker, get someone to replace Ollie, ship off Ollie, get Tammy fit, get Majo fit, and you got a full pick to go from. You know what I'm saying? Big up Michael every single time. Big up to you. But yeah, so the centre-back situation seems to have stalled, which isn't good. I need us to be moving quickly. Every day that goes by means it's every day close to the deadline, and I don't want us to be in a position like last year where we're just doing things last minute. You know what I mean? We may not hit like we did with Lindelof last year. Let's try and get things through the door. But this Joel Ordonez, I'm going to say it properly, I'm sure. Again, Total Villa with the scoop. Club Brugge want a fixed sum of at least 30 million euros plus bonuses, plus a resale percentage for Joel Ordonez, with the mandatory buy clause also an issue. They don't want to be based on performance agreements. It means that a deal is not yet on the agenda at the moment, which isn't good news. This is not good news. And it's very clear. I think as much as Unai did us a favour last year in not allowing the Harvey Elliott situation to bog us down to that buy, I think a lot of clubs are somewhat potentially more wary about the loan to Aston Villa with the performance or the appearance clauses being in there. Because most of the time, these people make these obligations to buy, make these loans with obligations to buy, and it generally more than most. What was I gonna say? More than most, it doesn't. The performance clauses are reached, so especially in being so low, 10 games, whatever, they're going to be reached in a 30, 50 game season. But because of how the situation went with Harvey Elliott last year, I can imagine clubs are a bit more wary. So we've got to be mindful of that. And I think that's probably why the likes of Club Brugge are now asking for a little bit more concreteness in the clauses that are going to be put together, a bit more assurance in what they're going to get back. It makes sense. I would be like that. If I'd seen what Unai did last year, I'd be more hesitant to do a performance-based clause option. But we'll see. But I need to do a deep dive on Ordonez, but from what I've been told, those that have watched him at different levels have said that he's a very solid centre-back, and that he would be a nice buy for Aston Villa. So I'm going to have to do a deep dive properly to kind of see what's going on there. But we'll see. I do trust us to buy well. It's just long. It's getting to that point of the transfer window where it's getting late. And as much as I've been mocking Arsenal fans for the last however many weeks, I said it's 2:45 and the club closes at 3, It's 2:45. It's 2:52. And the club closes at 3, man. Then we've got to do something and do it quickly. Again, big up to everybody that is jumping in the chat right now. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Make sure you're subbing to the channel. Those of you that are doing FPL this year, there is a Villa in Noir FPL. The link is in the description. So just go, press more, scroll down. The link's there. Just add your team. It'll bring your points from this current week through to this next week, and you can carry on as time goes on. So again, big up to you guys every single time that are doing it. My league commissioner Ish isn't in the chat today, but he's going to be giving me updates every single week on how it's going, so we can kind of track that throughout the season. And again, there should be a prize for the winner come the end of the season. I did see a few things today. Again, this has been a crazy 24 hours for Aston Villa. There's been so much that's going on, so much stories. Some things sounding more concrete, then not sounding concrete. One of which, the Raphael Leão news. I was seeing other content creators from the Villa space talking as if it is definitely going to happen. Then you jump on Twitter, you see one tweet from one insider that says, yeah, it's moving, or there's something's been agreed. And then you look at the next one, it says there's nothing agreed. I saw one earlier that basically says it's so far from being done. It's so far from being in the mix. Like there's no agreement. You know, there's a valuation issue. There's a wage gap issue. So I don't want to talk necessarily on things that haven't shown enough positivity for me to speak positively about it coming. But what I will say about Raphael Leão, there's a lot to be said about him as an individual, his professionality. But I'm a believer in Unai, and Unai, we know Unai is Captain Save-A-Hole. Do you know what I'm trying to say? We know that's what he is. So hopefully you can get a good tune out of Raphael Leão, very similar to how we got one out of Marcus Rashford, if it is the case that he does come, right? I think at some point I do feel a bit of a way about the fact that, you know, we seem to be the chance club. You know, the one that's giving people second chances. What is it? You know, on Netflix, that show Last Chance You. It's called like Aston Villa's The Last Chance You for players that just need a last chance. And which is, it's a full-time job. It really is, man. Literally, and this week, I'm on a training course and that, so I'm not even really on my phone as much. So trying to checking periodically throughout the day, you know, at lunch break, you might check your phone. It's like something completely different to what you saw at 9 a.m. on the commute in. It's just mad. It's just real mad. It's real mad how quickly things change. So again, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't go live yesterday, because, you know, if I went live yesterday, I'd have to do a live today to say something completely different, because, you know, Ollie Watkins going back to training, there was some people that were thinking that maybe this is a chance for him to maybe reintegrate into the team and he'll be playing, but it seems as though he's leaving, you know? So this whole football thing, man, football moves so quickly. I think part of me is ready for the transfer window to be over so that we can just focus on the games. Do you know what I mean? The conversations, the news, the different outlets, the different people that are saying things. And you know what? It's mad because I have like the go-tos that I go to, especially with Villa stuff. There's those guys that you can kind of lean on for accurate information. You got Tanswell, you got Townley. You know, I like Ornstein. He's not a Villa insider per se, he's a football insider. But I like Ornstein. It seems as though what he puts out is genuinely quite factual. And then I've got James helping me out as well. And big up James every single time. Whilst I'm here. Next week, Monday, Aston Villa. If you are going to be there, and this is for everyone that's watching now and or going to be there or watching on the playback. If you're going to be at Villa Park next week, Monday, James, unfortunately, is a real good follower of the channel. He's often in the chat, giving great information, giving good inside knowledge, a real good part of the community over here. About a month or so ago, unfortunately, he lost his dad to a battle with cancer, and we send massive condolences to him. I know that the funeral was last week, So we'll continue to send up prayers for him and his family. But also next week is his first home game without his dad for a number of years. This will be the first home game that his dad's not going to be at for a number of years, and he's asking for a celebration or acknowledgement of his dad on the 55th minute of the game next week from the Villa Park faithful for one of our Holtenders that's in the sky. So, James, I'm going to continue to plug this. Hopefully it reaches far and wide to allow your dad to be honoured in the way that you would love him to be honoured. So if you are going to be there, please show some love and respect for a Holtender that has passed on to the other side. But anyway, but we give respect to that. So let's get back to the program. Again, as I said, this transfer stuff is so just moving at a fast pace. I'm like this. Because Villa have been connected to Leão, we've been connected to Ordonez, we've been connected to Nicholas Jackson, we've been connected to Mateta today, and then we've got Ollie Watkins on his way out. It's just moving all over the place. Jean-Philippe Mateta, I like him. He's physical. He causes Villa problems. Every time Crystal Palace has played us in the last few years, he's been a sore point of difficulty for our defence. Would it be nice to do the same to other defences? Yes, I do think that he's got a motor on him, so he could do the running that Ollie Watkins does. But again, another striker that isn't clinical. But I guess this speaks to the state of the strikers in this day and age. Not many of them are sharp shooters. You know what I'm saying? Not many of them have got that in their artillery. You know what I'm saying? You watch Haaland and you watch who else? I know Kylian's not really a 9, but Kylian's got that clinical nature about him. There's not many that have that in their Arsenal. Harry Kane, sharp shooter. So hopefully, whoever the striker is that we bring in can just bring some clinical nature to our attacks, man. So big up. So we'll see what happens. Guys, I didn't even realise I've been on for 50 minutes, man. I'm going to go in a second, man. But that's it, really. Aston Villa have just kind of been moving quite swiftly. Haven't heard much about the Goretzka stuff since Sunday. I hope that 4-0 battering didn't turn him away from us.
Oh, my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case for us. I think we do need some centre midfield depth, man. The fact to the matter that if Gomez's red card is upheld, especially for 3 games, that our starting double pivot could be Kamara and Barkley, is just stinky, man. Going into the Arsenal game on Monday and the double pivot could be Kamara and Barkley smells. The last time Barkley went up against Arsenal, man, bro, they clapped us 4-1 at the Emirates, bro. And I remember that game, Barkley was out of his depth. And you know what? I hate to say it, but Arsenal look good. You know what I mean? They look like a fluid team, and we need people in the middle that can just lock it down. I'm going to be straight. I really, really want... I want... If Gomes is going to be out, if it's confirmed that he's out, and there's no centre-back to cover Lindelof, because I would love to see Kamara and Lindelof in the middle as a DM pairing at this present moment, considering what's going on. But if there's no centre-back to come in, I don't know if I want to take that risk. I don't want to see Bogard on the pitch. I don't want to see... Shane, people are... There's been some comments in there. Yeah, I don't want to see Bogard on the pitch. I don't want to necessarily see Barkley start. I like Barkley coming off the bench, but we need some centre mids. If it is the case that there's no choice, if the choice is Barkley and Bogard as the starting DMs, I want Unai to gamble. I want Unai to go McGinn in the DM with Kamara, get some steel in there, get some grit in there. And we know McGinn can hold the ball up. You know what I'm trying to say? and then get Alisson on the right, man. Get some speed as an outlet on the right-hand side. You know, Arsenal need to think about the ability of our right-sided player to kind of take Calafiori on. Do you know what I mean? And I think Alisson should start against Arsenal, man. Put McGinn in that DM, and Alisson on the right. I think that's what we should do. I think, to be honest, I kind of want to see Alisson start and do his thing, man. Give him some space and give him some time. Big up KJ every single time. Brothers in the cut. You know what it is. Big up to you, my bro. Hopefully you've calmed down today. I don't know if anyone's seen the catch-up from yesterday. KJ was crashing it out on touchline especially. But then he tried to crash it out on me. I didn't appreciate that, man. Didn't appreciate that at all.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
I didn't appreciate that. I'm playing. It was calm. And that reminds me, boardroom tomorrow. We'll be going live tomorrow at 7 p.m. or 7:15. Either way. Myself, KJ, Shells. No KG this week. He's not available this week. And I might get somebody else in on the boardroom tomorrow. It'll be the first boardroom of the season. Looking at this last weekend's game and then looking forward to the weekend's games that are coming up as well. So join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. here on Villa in Noir. But yeah, I just think, you see that game, the Arsenal game is a free hit, man. No one expects us to do anything against them after that 4-0 loss and with the ups and downs of our team. You know, I think it's important to just, you might have to gamble, my bro. Slap Alisson on the right, beginning the DM with Kamara. If you want to play Barkley, put him in that 10, moving forward. Hemmings on the left, and if there's no 9, then you have to start Brandia. I hope we just have a 9 that's available, bro. I just hope there's somebody that can actually do the striker job correctly. You know, maybe let Brandia stay in the 10 and then have a 9 up front. It's just really techie right now. But we need to gamble, you know. But I'll talk more about that over the next few days. That game's not for another 6 days, so I'm not trying to get bogged down in that. But guys, listen, I'll be here over the next few days, obviously. Look out for my content. Not every day I'm going to be going live. It's important that you check out my other videos. Make sure you go and comment on the videos. Go and watch my match reaction from the other day, in fact. Go and check that out, man. You know what I'm saying? Go check that out. Listen to KJ, man. Can we level out those likes, man? I've seen 23 plus people in there, man. You know, smash the like button as you're coming in. Don't be as my boys in the catch-up say, if you're not a bot, smash the likes, man. Let us know you're not a bot, man. Smash the like button, man. And also just click that subscribe button. And then even if you want to click the notification bell, so you know when I'm going live and know when I'm dropping content, man. It's all good over here. What you say? Nah, I didn't try to cash out on you. You was doing up the defensive thing for touch though. I'm gonna tell you a little secret in it. I'm gonna tell you a secret, dog. I'm not gonna lie. I was doing it just to make you. I was trying to rage bait you even more, bro. And you know what? Listen, chat. Listen, I have the best gif of KJ. Yeah, I have the best gif of KJ. That's been getting spammed in the catch-up GC today, man. I'm telling you. Oh, was it you that said it first, bro? Is it you that said it first? All right, big up KJ for the bots line. If you're not a bot, smash the like. Let us know that you're not a bot, yeah? Fuzzy, appreciate you, my bro. We have to find a way to chat, man. We have to find a way to chat at some point and get it cracking over here. KJ, I feel like bringing in the you know what? Let me see if I can get it without baiting out the thing. Where's the chat, bro? Without baiting out the whole chat, bro. I need to show you, man, the best gif of all time after yesterday. Oi! Aye, chat. Aye, this is the best gif. What's going on? Where's it gone? Aye, here we go. Aye, why is it not playing, bro? KJ. Aye, chat, here we go. Look at this gif, bro. Let's go again. Oi! Yo! best gift ever, bro. I'm telling you right now, I am rinsing that, bro. KJ, you're gonna be famous, bro. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right, that's gonna be everywhere, bro. Alright. Yeah, KJ, do that, man. Do what's necessary, my brother. You know what I mean? I appreciate you for that. But yeah, man, real talk, man. Listen, KJ, I'm gonna send you that gift, so you can utilize it, man. I don't know how you get gifts. When I post it on Twitter, I'm telling you, the next thing I see that is where that gift is appropriate, I'm slapping it on Twitter, bro. I am slapping it on Twitter, bro. I'm telling you right now. Aye, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's seeing it, man. It's jokes, bro. Aye, the man himself, James. Just so you know, I did do a shout out for next week. Big up James. He's saying Jackson is happening soon. He says Leão's one to watch. I'm still shaky on the Leão one just because we don't know. But yeah. Anyway, chat. Listen, I've got to go, man. I'm moving, man. I'm running out of things to say. I'm not running out of things to say, but I've got things to do. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, it's late. Got early start tomorrow. But big up to you guys, man. You got it from. All right, brother. I'm telling you, yeah. The next thing on Twitter where this is appropriate, I am posting that, bro. You're gonna be famous, bro. I'm telling you right now. You're gonna be famous, man. I'm telling you right now. But big up every single time. Big up James. Centre back's close. I hope so. But the fact of the matter is, Villa, I don't think we're gonna get kicking until mid-September. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones there. But listen, guys, you know what it is. You know how it goes for me. So I'm gonna say it as it is. Peace. Bash it all on. Okay. Make sure you're liking the video, even if you're watching the playback. As you're coming out of the video, make sure you like this video. Make sure you sub to the channel. Make sure you check out the rest of my content. I will be posting more throughout the next few days. Join me tomorrow for the boardroom with KJ Shells and maybe a guest over there as well. And big up to every single person every time. Big up to the Muslim. Big up to the for the likes. Big up to the chat. Everybody doing what they do. And I'll see you soon. So peace. God bless. Bon the Arsenal. Bon them dirty blue noses. And as always, up the Villa, up the Villa every single time. Peace.
May stop talking about Aston Villa.